The follow-up is simple. Ask a question, listen to the answer, then follow up. I'm your host, Noah Kozlov. Enjoy.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Follow-Up Podcast. I'm Eden, and this is my dad, Noah, and every week we sit on my bed and have a different conversation about something I want to talk about. And this week, we're talking about my week at my grandparents'.
Wait, I'm on your bed.
Well, you are on my bed, but I'm on my other bed. This is still called my bed. Can we say it like this? Or can we say like that this is your bed and you're sitting on my bed, but technically this is my bed.
Right, because that was my
your bed. Correct.
This is also
very confusing.
Also confusing. And so we're now. Is this the first time you've ever been on a Zoom without one of your teachers or friends?
On a Zoom without my teachers or friends. Well, I've been on Zoom with my friends, with school, but I haven't really been on Zoom with anybody else.
Well, this is the first time that I've ever been on Zoom just with you. It certainly beats a lot of the meetings I'm on, just talking to you over Zoom.
Yeah.
But I like FaceTime also.
I also do.
All right, so
But I don't think it would be a good idea to do a podcast on FaceTime.
No, probably not.
You also can't really record.
Right. So you've been away. This is the longest that we've ever all been apart from each other. How you doing?
So I'll just start from the beginning of the week to, let's say, what we're probably going to do today. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on Sunday. What did we do on Sunday? I actually forget.
What have you been doing? So you've been around Grandma and Grandpa's house.
A few days ago, we went downtown and we saw the Liberty Bell. And we didn't go in, but we saw from the outside Betsy Ross's house. We saw Ben Franklin's house, actually. And there was a secret passage in his house that's actually the same one that he walked through every day to get in and out of the streets. Now, the street from his house. And we also saw something actually really funny. So when George Washington was president and John Adams was vice president, how they lived in Philadelphia and they had a house there. Basically, because there wasn't really a White House. That's where they did all their work. Mm-hmm. I think so. So they actually cut down that house, but not realizing it was their house. And I think other people, like the British or something, had been there and stuff. So it's a very historical house, I think. I think it is.
But it got bulldozed at some point?
Some point it did, but they without noticing it. But then I think in the 2000s they noticed it. And now you can see the foundation of the house under it. Which is actually weird.
Yeah, I gotta look that up. So were some of the the Independence Hall and the Constitution Center with that stuff was closed?
Well, Independence Hall, you could go in.
Okay.
But Constitution Hall is closed. It's closed Wednesday. Well, it's open Wednesday through Sunday.
Oh, and you went on a Monday. Okay. Or a Tuesday. Yeah. So when you were walking around in downtown Philadelphia, did you, in your head, were you thinking about the George Washington book, the Betsy Ross book, some of the Magic Treehouse books?
About the Ben Franklin one. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But not really. But I was thinking about the Betsy. Well, not the Magic Treehouse, but the Betsy Ross book was very good, and I was thinking about that kind of because they were talking about how no one ever called her Betsy Ross. They actually called her by her other two names because she married 3 people.
Uh-huh.
But so they called her Betsy Claypool, which was her last husband that she had. That was his last name. Or they called her, I forget her maiden name. No. Yeah, it was, or her maiden name.
Yeah, I guess.
I forget what that was.
Right. I think, was her maiden name Ross?
No, that was her first husband.
Oh, okay.
But they never called her by that. And it's funny because her first husband was the shortest husband that she ever had, and everybody calls her by the shortest husband. So that's today.
Shortest meaning that because he died pretty quickly.
Yeah, he died. Yeah, they were married because he died, but that was only for 2 years.
Oh.
But we always call her by that person, which is really funny.
Gotcha.
Because it's just no one ever thinks about it that way.
And just so we know, you're doing a really nice job looking into the camera and then glancing down at me. It's like you're a professional on this thing. You've got an iPad on the bed, so that's why it's bouncing. That's why it's bouncing.
Yes, it bounces when I move my head. Because sometimes when I move my head, it moves my legs.
So what else have you been doing?
Well, we went to Atlantic City for 2 days. So yesterday and the day before. And we saw one thing that was pretty cool. It was the Margate. Well, Margate's one of the cities in Atlantic City, but it was in Margate. It's Lucy the elephant. Mm-hmm. She's been a very old elephant that's always been in Atlantic City, and she's actually pretty old because she's been around since the 19th century. It's the 1800s, right?
Right, but so let's make it clear. This isn't a real elephant.
No, this is not a real elephant. Okay. This is a sculpture, or I would say sculpture, that was built in the 19th century. And she's called Lucy the elephant. And she has a lot of history because someone actually lived in her for a whole year in the 1900s. And she's had a lot of repairs done. And she actually, once they were building a condo building, and they had to move her 2 blocks. And take a guess how long that took.
3 days.
8 hours to move 2 blocks.
That's all. Yeah.
And we were driving back, and it takes us 30 seconds to drive 2 blocks.
Yeah.
And it might take 1 minute to walk 2 blocks.
Right.
But to get an elephant around 2 blocks, 8 hours.
Yeah, that's funny.
But I'm sure a real elephant could walk 2 blocks much faster.
Yeah, that's for sure. A real elephant, yeah. But you've got to maneuver this sculpture. What was it like being in the ocean after being in the lake up in Vermont?
Very different. The waves are much stronger. And when they hit your face, salty.
Yeah.
Like you have to close your mouth and eyes.
Uh-huh.
Some got in my mouth.
Yeah.
But one drop got in my eye, or a few drops, and it stings. But I just let, and then it was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it stings just for a moment.
Yeah.
Back at
that.
Did you? Go ahead.
Did you ever go to Atlantic City and go in Lucy the elephant?
No, I never went in.
But did you ever go to Atlantic City?
Yeah, we didn't really spend a lot of time at the shore. I mean, I'd go down sometimes with friends. Todd's grandmom had a house there, but we never.
But you went down there before.
Yeah. I mean, we went down there a few times in high school. We would go down, I guess, when we were younger. But Grandpa never really liked the sand, and I don't love the sand either. But we would go, and I think we used to go to Beach Haven, where we took you when you were like an infant on Long Beach Island.
I don't remember that.
No, you don't. But I remember Grandpa saying once, like a long time ago, like talking about the sand in our diapers, and he said it's just such a mess having to get all that sand out and find the sand in your kid's butt for days after that. He said it just, I don't think he didn't really love the beach. He liked it. We liked it, I guess, but it was never that big a part of what we did. But we used to go down sometimes with friends in high school. That was more of our beach experience. But I do remember going to the Atlantic City boardwalk and playing skee ball and pop-a-shot and eating corn dogs. I remember doing that.
I also dug a moat near it wasn't a moat, but near the ocean. I was digging. Mm-hmm. And when you're digging near the ocean, if you dig in the sand, there's water under it, so the sand's watery. Actually.
Right.
So I dug and I made walls, and then all the water comes through, also from the water under there. And then the sun's heating up the water, and it feels nice.
And that is nice. That is nice. All right, so back at the house, you're doing some harvesting and some gardening?
A lot of garden. Well, not a lot, but I could say a lot of harvest. But lots of tomatoes. I would just say everything that we got a few days ago because that was the big one. So, lots of tomatoes, all different kinds, but I can't remember all the kinds. All the different types. I can't remember. There were cherry tomatoes, chocolate tomatoes, yellow tomatoes, green tomatoes, all sorts of different tomatoes. Mm-hmm. There were 3 white eggplants, and there was 1 purple eggplant. And I have a fun fact about white eggplants and purple eggplants.
Go ahead.
They taste the same.
Yeah.
Which you would think that all different types of eggplants, they would there's different varieties, so they would taste different.
I agree.
But they do taste the same. And also, there were 2 zucchinis. In one of them, I think weighed about 2.5 pounds. Whew. Very heavy zucchini.
Yeah, that's a big zucchini.
And the other one, once there was a 3-pound zucchini. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that a few weeks ago.
There was another one that weighed 1.5 pounds.
Did you guys make any zucchini bread?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Also, from the last time we made it, Grandma still has a lot of them left.
This all needs to go in their farm stand. Any squash?
Oh yeah, crookneck squash. Mm-hmm. I don't think there was any of the other squash. Was there even any other squash?
No, I think it was just the crookneck squash. What about any cucumbers or okra or hot
peppers? Yeah, cucumbers were great. We picked, I think, 2, and they were really weird shaped.
Yeah.
Really weird. But we picked 2 of them, and there were 2 okra.
Oh, so did you try the okra yet?
No, we have 5 okra.
Oh,
so I haven't tried any
of them. So maybe Grandma to make those. Yeah, I'm interested to see what you think of the taste and the texture.
Do you like it?
I do, but it's slimy on the inside. But I do like it. And
do you like the taste and the texture, or do you not like one?
I think the texture is kind of fun. It's just so different.
Yeah, just very weird.
Right. You like that crispy okra.
I like crispy okra. That is just crispy.
Yeah,
and you can see the inside of the okra if you eat around the sides, which I sometimes do. And then I leave the middle and I eat it, and so I can see the inside of the okra.
Oh yeah, because it
actually kind of looks like a stalk of stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is very interesting. It's like a plant in the plant.
Yeah, it's pretty on the inside with the seeds.
Yeah.
Have you? Are you letting Grandma and Grandpa win at cards, or are you beating them?
We actually were playing card crazy. It's a few days yesterday. Mm-hmm. I won a few times and I lost a few times.
Okay. I wasn't sure, since you've gotten so good at the game, I wasn't sure if you were just letting them win in order so that they wouldn't feel bad. Well, I will tell you what.
What?
It's really quiet around here without you. Yeah, it's really quiet. We're certainly not used to it, and we don't want to get used to it, but we're so happy that you're having fun with Grandma and Grandpa, and you're going to spend time with your other grandparents, with Mom's parents as well. Yeah, that's pretty special time. That's not time that, when I was a kid, Bub and Pop, Mom's parents, lived with us for the summers. Mm-hmm. On the 3rd floor, and so I'd see them all the time.
Right.
But as a kid, I didn't go to Florida by myself. We'd go down on winter vacations and see Bub and Pop. And so I never had this type of time as someone your age, just spending all this time with their grandparents.
But you did sometimes as you got older. You might go down there.
Like as a teenager, I'd go down to Florida by myself.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Being 6 years old and it's time to the grandparents, I don't know if you think about it yet, but maybe you will at some point during this trip. That it's special. That's unique. And that type of time together, just the 3 of you is really special. Just like I thought that, as last summer when we were all together during the pandemic. Well, I guess the pandemic's still going on, but that
we can say in the part of last summer.
Right, the 2020 part of the pandemic.
2020 summer pandemic.
Right, being all together.
That's what people call it.
That was really nice and time that we never would have had. So I hope you do think about it as being so special. All right, if I reach this way, can you see me? I'm trying to give you a hug. Can you see that?
Yeah. I can only see your arms. I can't see your hands.
All right, I'll give you a kiss though, okay? I love you.
Okay, love you.